Whoa, yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh. Tune in for the show.
People of Earth, welcome back to the Funny Uncle Podcast. Yes! We are a squad of 3 today.
Squad goals.
Squad goals.
We gotta come back.
Yeah. Boomer Frank is out of the office today.
Boomer Frank is at the DMV trying to report his neighbor to ICE. That's what.
He's been in a really long line,
and his neighbor is like Armenian. And that's the weird part.
That's a really yeah. You don't really hear too much about like people getting kicked out from Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Like they went to school together back in the day, and he recently just did not like the agreement they had over like who had the better lawnmower, and so because he's a boomer, and so he's gonna report him.
Do you think do you think he would have a John Deere or like a cat? You know, like how they have like those cat ones.
Yeah. He has a John Deere for sure.
Yeah, John Deere.
He's a John Deere man.
Yeah.
So it's you, me, and the Maleficent.
Maleficent. You mean magnificent? Magnanimous?
No, I think he's like Angelina Jolie sexy over there. So.
Oh, yeah. He's got the jaw. And the high cheekbones.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you shaved like everything and then like pulled your skin back a little bit
you
for
look
some
like
reason.
You named one of your kids Shiloh.
That's a little offensive.
Or Bishop.
Bishop. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Bishop's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zane, what would be like a name that you would give to like if you had a son? What would
If you have children.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I always thought of Daniel.
Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel.
Hey, that's a solid biblical name.
I can see you have like having like a really
Solid.
shy child. And like you just want to really get him out there, and like you just gotta really push him into situations, and he always like runs back.
What if his child is like super aggro, like super fucking aggro,
Dad.
but like
What type of a name is Zane, anyways?
but just like Central Valley, like Monster Energy, fucking Limp Bizkit loving,
Fucking
like
Death
aggro.
Valley dwelling, wants to go do motocross for all his homies.
He has like
That'd
a
be hard for me.
he's like a dyed soul patch by age 12,
Mm-hmm.
and he wears metal militia everywhere.
Yeah, and he keeps telling you about the agenda.
Anyway, guys, this is episode 36. Main point: Frank is not here, so
not here.
so we're gonna. The show must go on. As
This
they
is
say
the
in
second
showbiz.
episode where he's not on.
Yeah.
This time he has a good reason. He has to work, and then he has to go do Gallagher's for me tonight because I have a show tonight.
So in other words, he has to get slapped around at Huntington Beach by people that actually hate him that he's trying to cater to because he's a boomer.
Yeah.
So it's just like a weird full circle kind of thing.
He hates the hand that feeds himself. You
Exactly.
know? Yeah.
You know who also kind of hit the hand a little bit too much was Mr. Travis Scott's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Can
Can you pull that up real quick? Can you put allegations towards him and how many people were involved?
So I believe it was 8 people. Very tragic. We should probably just shout out the fact. Very RIP to everybody that lost their lives.
I want to say that I was talking to my dad this morning because he didn't know about the whole. Okay, is it a fact that someone was going around injecting people? Is that a fact?
I've read that multiple times. I can't confirm or deny. Allegedly, I'm a fake lawyer.
Because all my dad knew is that as the concert was going on. Okay. Let's see. Police accused Scott of encouraging people to bypass security protocols, rush stage, causing several people to be injured. Okay, according to KFSM. Okay.
Yeah, apparently, allegedly, there was some person also going around like injecting people with like opioids, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a fact or not, but if that is true, we are living in some scary times right now, man. Because I don't know, because my dad. It's funny because he kept saying, "Oh, what's happened before?" I was like, "Wait, hold on," but I don't think he knew that detail. Because it's happened before. It's not okay, but blah blah blah. As a dad, someone went around and injected people with opioids. It's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, we're in a different time now. I don't know in a history when people are going around and giving out free party favors like that. Like that's fucked up.
but the party favors are fentanyl.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember that.
No, man.
Talk about a little nap.
It's just evil. It's because
it's very evil.
Because people sometimes will be like, oh, I can't understand how people can think like that. It's like they're not though. That's the crazy. It's just like it's this for someone to do that. Like you're not like, I'm not trying to say like you're not a person, but like you're not a standard. Your brain isn't what is the normal consensus of brains. Like it's just different. Because
It's like the kid that brings like a dead animal to class and like is like super stoked on it, but
Yeah.
everybody's like, "What the
what are you
fuck?
doing?
No, what are you
Yeah,
doing,
yeah,
bro?"
Yeah, and there's always that one kid that hangs out with him who's like pretty overweight, and he always has like a liter of Coca-Cola in the class.
And he kind of
it's like 10 a.m. You're like, what the fuck?
He always laughs like,
Yeah.
but they're like a little tag team.
Yeah.
It's almost like the inverse of us.
And anytime someone like starts roasting them or like they get like uncomfortable, they do this thing like they curl their toes like that. Do you have a kid like that, Zane?
Oh, in my high school or whatever.
You're the kid who gets like 7-Up at 10 a.m. in the morning out of a little bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
It's always it's not 7-Up. It's
Yeah.
got to be Mountain
And
Dew. It's got to be something harder.
and the name's always like Hunter, or the name's like
Yeah.
yeah,
I
or
had
like
Quite a
Curtis.
few. Well, I lived in Central Valley.
Yeah.
And they dirt bike, you know.
Yeah, they're all just like country kids.
I love thinking of you in that
I know
setting.
you're not saying that's like
It's a country bro. It's not like country, but it's like
yeah.
like they go to Lake Havasu a lot. You know, like that's what it is.
Like their pride and joy, like their Tinder pics are like them with fish. It's like
Yeah.
Like their dad looks like a leather wallet
yeah,
because of how much time he spends in the sun.
Yeah, and the mom sounds like you sitting down and like, I don't know, sweetheart. I don't really. How I tell your mama that.
Like she's Scandinavian, but she looks Mediterranean at this point.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know what you're
She's
saying?
not sun kissed. She's sun slobbered.
I'm gonna fix Gabe's camera.
Okay.
Okay, if you have to.
If you have to. I will
I'm
say,
OCD.
and okay, so big picture, let's zoom out a little bit. So there's a shit ton of people. This is like, I think this is Travis's first like festival since the pandemic.
It was a festival.
It was a festival. It was
Okay.
his festival. It was Astro World.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So this was at Astro World.
Yeah, this was
The
his
event was
festival.
Astroworld?
Yeah, it was called Astro
Oh,
World. Okay,
fuck.
and it was his hometown in
So
Houston.
that's like the biggest festival.
For him, yes.
Yeah, but in general too.
Well, I don't fucking
Well, no,
know.
I know, but just the amount of Astro World fucking things I see around all
Oh.
the time, like it's a huge festival.
I'm just kind of out of the loop. I just,
I know you're fucking cool. Yeah, keep going.
I just, I don't know.
I know
Anyway,
you're fucking
so, yeah, I believe this was like his first time performing since the pandemic,
Mhm.
and again, like there's been all kinds of like shit that's happened at other festivals in the past. Like a lot of people were saying like, oh, like online, you know, like oh, like it's like because there was a Slipknot event that was happening the same day, I believe.
Yeah.
No one got hurt.
Nope.
There was all kinds of crazy pits and stuff that were happening. And it kind of begs the question of like, okay, well, is there some kind of interesting cultural thing that's happening in music where they're like, it's almost like punks are safer than like pop acts?
Then pop, yeah.
And
Like people that do like things that are called, what's it called, glass dancing? Or
yeah, glass dancing or like
Grass dancing.
it's when I don't know for sure. This was back in the day. Back in the day, you break up a light bulb, like you break up light bulbs, and then you just like throw them on the ground. You mosh.
What?
Yeah, it's gnarly as fuck, dude.
Yeah, glass dancing.
There's like other like terminology. You might not find it online.
Wait, go down.
Pretty niche.
What's this? How to stop glass surfing and bearded dragons. Okay, all right.
Like, what the
There's
fuck
so
is
much
this?
elusive shit there.
Is this like the beginning of the dark web? Like it's not like necessarily
You
dark
need
web.
to
but this-
download a special browser to get
yeah. But like, I feel like people that are looking for like glass dancing, like that's like kind of almost kind of gateway into that world, you know?
How to mosh.
Mosh in a mosh pit. Okay, there you go.
How to mosh. Every move you must know. First, grab your balls.
Yeah, protect your nards.
Dressing for a mosh pit. Oh fuck, this is great.
Very nice.
Wear clothes you don't care about getting ruined. Okay.
That's good.
Also, no.
Yeah, if you have eyesight problems, fuck you,
wear
Zane.
contact
Fuck
lenses?
you.
I know. I can't wear.
If you want to know what you need to do, mosh pit. Wear clothes you want to get ruined. Wear contact.
You don't want to get shrapnel in your eye.
Yeah, you will see. That's how they fucked at Astro because all of them are wearing ice. So I mean, they just grab.
They're just grabbing chains.
Yeah, they're just. I mean,
Avoid-
they were doomed from the start.
Avoid wearing loose jewelry.
I will say, always tie your shoes too. Make sure your shoes are tied. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah. Triple knot.
Okay,
Make sure
here
they're
we
bunny
go.
loop.
Yeah. Okay, joining the mosh pit. All right. Wait for the mosh pit to open up because you need to hear some white guy scream, "Open up this pit!"
Yeah.
And then yeah. And
Kill each other.
What's this? Finish your drink if you have one, or leave it with a friend before entering. So make sure you finish that lineup. You rail that coke fucking before you enter. I've never done cocaine. I don't advocate for cocaine, but if you were to do a drug like cocaine,
Some kind of stimulant.
rail that shit.
Or if you're gonna crush up Molly and just rip one.
Oh, here's a big one too. Here's a big one. This is important. Before you go to mosh pit, enter the mosh pit once you're ready. And I cannot stress that enough. Okay, you don't want to dive into a mosh pit when you've just had like a shot because that's still sitting in your stomach.
And it feels really warm.
Yeah,
it's like a really especially like vodka or like tequila. It's like really warm in your lower belly.
Yeah, you also want to make sure that when you're looking into the people that are in the mosh pit, if there are more than, and this is the math, if there are more than 3 dudes that look over 300 pounds, go fuck yourself. Do not go in there.
Yeah,
you
don't go in there. Yeah. You don't need to dance with icebergs.
Yeah,
you don't need that.
I don't care that your friend drove that night, and I don't care that you got a handle out of your dad's fucking liquor cabinet, and that tomorrow you're gonna go to school and have all these stories. You will die. You will die, Samantha. All right.
Yeah, and you also smell like BO. So there's that too.
Oh my god.
Anyway, back to the Travis Scott thing. So a lot of people were saying like, oh, this is super violent, blah blah blah, which it was. But again, this is like a major festival after COVID.
Yep.
A lot of people have been cooped up.
It's a crowd festival too.
And also I will say the main thing that's going against Travis right now is that he has incited shit at other festivals.
Yep.
And there is footage of him seeing like ambulances and like people like getting like CPR done on them, and he just kind of keeps going.
Dude, Jerry News or some news outlet that just posts like random just clips of stuff posted a video that was like him being like, oh, hey guys, there's a guy that's passed out. Let's make sure, hey, security, let's get on that, please. Come on, blah, 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 blah. And then they totally posted that as like a PR move for him because they know he didn't give a fuck because a bunch of other shit was going on. Like, some of my coworkers tell me that in other videos there were people literally screaming like, she's dead, help them, and like jumping up on the rafters and like screaming for the security to help, and they weren't doing anything.
Fucked.
They weren't doing
That's
anything.
pretty fucked. Because there's like plenty of footage of like other. Obviously, this isn't the first time like someone's died at a show.
No.
Like there's people die at shows. Like I'm assuming. Maybe not as much as you think, but like it does happen. Like they overheat. It may not be from like.
This was
may
bad.
not be from but this is pretty egregious, especially like. It was live streamed too. That was the other thing.
Yeah,
the shit was live streamed on Apple TV. Like I remember seeing ads for that shit. That's pretty wild.
I wonder if there are some. I don't want to get in trouble for saying this type of shit. If there's some Hollywood fixers going out, fixing this shit up. I'm just saying.
I mean, like making sure the press doesn't reveal certain stuff.
Or I don't know, man. They just set themselves up for failure.
I mean, Kylie Jenner probably has her own private army by now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's a billionaire, right?
I thought you were suggesting that there's groups making sure that people are dying at the festivals. That's
no,
the
not at the festival.
No.
That's a big rabbit hole.
No.
Oh, we're getting into that though. We can get
into that.
But
potentially.
Can I also?
That's something we will get into. But one of the what?
I wanted to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting too because since all of this has started happening, because I didn't know about it probably until a day or two after it even happened.
Yeah.
But I'm also seeing a lot of posts of like rock concerts of whenever like someone's getting assaulted or harassed or something.
Yeah, people they
like,
stop.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Hey, what the fuck?
There's respect.
Get
There's a lot of respect.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I saw one from Nirvana and one from Dave Grohl, his band. I'm not sure.
The Foo Fighters.
Yeah, and he was
the Jew Fighters.
The Jew Fighters.
But he was like, he made it a huge point.
Yeah.
He stopped everything. And
most artists do. Most artists
do,
And that's the thing that like I think that's the biggest red flag out of all this. Legally, how much responsibility would Travis Scott have over? Because the other thing is the crowd was fucking wild in too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robert and I have been to shows where like the band's not even on stage and people are fucking moshing, people like pushing each other. People
We've been
are
to
like
violent shows.
We've been to some very
we were scared, but like there's a respect, there's a code to it.
There is a code to it. Just to give an example, Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh my
God. We
God.
went. This was in San Diego. Probably one of the most dangerous bands to see live.
It felt like a kinetic knife fight. Is what it felt like.
Pretty much, but like I said, the band wasn't even on the stage, and people were hanging from the rafters at the venue. Like people were getting kicked out.
Yeah.
There's people like there was a guy that was on the floor, like his hands and knees, like looking for his lost tooth, like that one dude that was looking for his arm in the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, like shit like that. It's fucking gnarly. So like when I see stuff like this happen, it's kind of like there's so many factors that are going into this. Like first of all, like Travis Scott was wild in and like pumping the crowd up, and also there was probably way too many people at this fucking concert. Where the fuck was the fire marshal?
Mhm.
Like they definitely oversold
They
tickets.
definitely oversold.
They definitely
they were
oversold
not
tickets.
up to code, and I'm sure there was stuff too involved with just trying to like fill the place out for sales.
Because again, there might be an element of like, this is in Texas. Texas is kind of like, fuck you to all the regulations and to all like that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case, but like, it is Texas. Like,
Well,
Texas is a fucking wild
The
state.
other argument I heard was that they were chanting for like several songs
To like have it stop.
the show,
Yeah.
stop the show, and the
That's
argument
weird,
is that
dude.
he could have he very obviously could have heard it.
That's what I heard too.
because it was the whole crowd at a certain point. 'Cause
Yeah.
they I don't know how soon they rushed the stage, but it was pretty early on, I think, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know actually. Well, because they're also saying that Drake might be implicated too in some of the legal.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
No.
because he came out for, he had like that song "Sicko Mode" or whatever, like that Drake opens for. So like, I'm sure he was probably doing some of his songs, but yeah, apparently Drake's also involved in the legal case,
So
which is interesting.
one of the headlines reads, "Police confirm victims may have been injected with drugs at Astroworld."
The ones that died.
Just as victims may have during crowd shoot. Claims of needle spiking, a horrifying new take on drinks. Oh, Jesus, this is fucking awful. A horrifying new take on drink spiking where unsuspecting people are injected with an unknown substance. That's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
And also, a 14-year-old died. That's where. Listen, when kids are involved, because a 14-year-old is a kid. I hate, people try to take it like, oh, he's a kid. And I think there is also a thing that people will try to, and I don't know if this is right, but someone's interpretation was, oh, for vaccine, someone's going around doing like some crazy take on whatever, right? There's has to come a time of change when something like that happens, and I don't know what that's gonna mean for events in the future. Because my dad was like, oh, well, I mean, the only way I could see it is no more crowded events. And I was like, well,
I don't think that's gonna happen necessarily.
I don't think that's gonna happen either, but security's gonna go up or something, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you sneak that in? You know what I mean? Like, how do you? I don't know. We sneak. I mean, allegedly sneak weed vapes to places.
Allegedly. Well, I think. I don't know. I mean, there's, like I said, the problem is that there's been so many events that have happened where it's gone fine, and yeah, people always get dehydrated. People always overdo
And
it.
substances.
I mean, like I said, there is a level of personal responsibility involved in a lot of this stuff. But when it comes to huge crowds like that in an enclosed space, because there was a lot of gated off areas that people were like kind of corralled in, that's when it gets kind of tricky and muddy.
Yeah.
Because groupthink is very scary. It can be
Yeah.
very serious.
Yeah.
And it could be like, I mean, we've seen shit happen after sporting events where people like. After the fucking Eagles won the Super Bowl, dude, they
Yeah.
fucking trashed the city of
Dude, when
Philadelphia.
we did. I remember one of the fucking George Floyd protests we went to. Fucking, there was a shift in the energy. Like we were in a crowd, and a fucking helicopter came up at the top of us and was like, "Oh, you guys need to cease this unlawful gathering, or whatever." And then it took one white chick of dreads to change the whole energy in the room. She's like, "Fuck you, pig!" And then literally, like, people got super aggro.
The really overweight one with
Yeah.
a little backpack.
Yeah, the little backpack.
She had like
Yeah.
spray cans in her backpack.
With
You always
dreads.
want to stay away from them.
Stay
You
away from
always,
those.
we've said this on an earlier
Yeah,
podcast. We
yeah,
always want to stay
yeah.
from those kind of people.
Yeah,
Stay away from
I
them.
call those no.
No, you're not gonna do it because that's another form of Karen, though. That is another form of Karen.
Yeah, but her name is Zonda, like some fucking
Yeah.
like she's like some otherworldly, like, oh, I'm into spirituality, but I'm also part alien, but I also don't want to appropriate black culture with my dreads. It's like, wow,
Well,
Zonda,
too late.
a little late for that one. You planted that seed.
There's also like there's like some weird rumors going on online too about like some of the imagery that was at the show. Like people were like, oh my God, it was like a satanic ritual. Like it's satanic. Like
Yeah, I saw
it's
a big
like, I mean,
argument
and
about that.
I
too.
I think that's
Can you
funny.
look that up, Zane? Can you put like Travis Scott satanic connection?
Yeah, I just think that's funny because most
Let's see the thing.
of these people are not religious anyway or
Yeah.
don't believe in God.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, this is satanic. I'm like, you've never even been to a church.
I'm like, you've barely passed high school. What the fuck do you think you know you're talking about? You know, like what the fuck?
wait, what? Oh, Astroworld tragedy fuels a new satanic panic. Wow, they really got that headline. Oh, let me just read this headline. Not this way, but Astroworld
on
encounters
TikTok.
satanic panic on TikTok.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What would okay? Let's say this is true. Okay.
Like if this was satanic.
Yeah. Like okay. So Travis Scott is on a board meeting with Kylie Jenner.
Yes.
The entire
Kris
Kardashian
Jenner.
family.
Kris Jenner is there in the red robe, pointy robe that's semi KKK-esque, but it's safe because it's like, you know.
It's black.
Yeah. It's no.
And there's black
red.
people in the room, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
She's
okay.
like, my daughters date black people. It's fine.
It's
I'm like,
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
All right, Chris. With a K.
With a K. All of them got K's. If you line them up, all the way top down. Courtney.
That's true.
Chloe.
Kim.
Kendall. Chris. But not Caitlyn.
Caitlin's just the other
Caitlyn
C
broke
word.
free from the satanic racist ring.
She's just killing other people with her G-Wagon.
Yeah.
She's just steamrolling crowds.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, so...
In 2021.
So, like, dude, can we just, like... I know people are saying, like, cancel Travis Scott. Can we just cancel the whole family? Like, they're just, like, a whole marketing team.
Yeah.
Like, one of them's running for governor. Like, what the fuck?
Take this one. This is you.
This ain't a festival. It's a
No, what is it? You gotta say what this is. You gotta establish it for the listeners.
Okay, so this is a comment. Wait, who is this? Oh, this is just a random comment from a TikTok?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. So this ain't a festival. It's a sacrifice, reads one typical comment. The music industry is demonic and collects souls, reads another comment with 34,000 likes. Who are these people? Like, what?
Astroworld is demonic. Astroworld Illuminati. Bitch, you paid for this shit.
The Illuminati hasn't been cool since, like, 2007. No one like
we all know
it hasn't been cool. Fuck you.
Yeah, it hasn't been fucking cool since 2007.
Illuminati. Oh, because they're gonna be like, oh wait, Illuminati, little Yachty, yo, what the fuck, little Pump, little Epstein. What?
Experts say the viral misinformation illustrates how young social media users are increasingly susceptible to fringe conspiracy theories, despite their reputation as savvy digital natives.
That's another term too. Digital natives.
Is Astroworld gonna turn into the QAnon for young people?
Is this like Fire Fest, but it actually did happen. It happened so hard.
Are they gonna just like show up to place like different concerts, thinking that Juice WRLD and Tupac are gonna come back?
You just said it. Look, said such wild claims bore links to QAnon, a conspiracy. Literally, they think this is connected to a cabal of pedophiles.
Interesting.
No, I think that you know what happened. You want to know what happened?
What happened?
Is that, yes, you could link this to somewhat of a satanic nature, all right? What happened is that I think a long time ago, we all lost God. I think that's what this is.
This is crazy.
I think we lost God a long time ago, and this right here was just what they said, verbatim, pricking.
But you know what? You know, it'd be very ironic, but also kind of a full, you know, how you say time is a fat circle, a flat circle, whichever you prefer.
Yeah.
I think it would be very fitting.
Like, that sounds like get your fucking labia all fucking activated.
I think it would be very fitting if Travis Scott does indeed lose all of his contracts and sponsorships for him to then work at McDonald's, where he used to have a meal. In a year.
And then he has a program called the Travis Scott Heal. It's him just trying to heal the neighborhoods.
It's kind of crazy because think about it. Like a year ago,
yeah,
he had a meal at McDonald's
that everybody was buying.
They were marketing this to children.
Yep.
Oh, are we now going down the rabbit hole right now? Okay, so they were marketing this. Okay, let's say this conspiracy is true. Okay, let's say this conspiracy is true. So let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay, so they were marketing this shit to children. Because they also
wanted kids putting burgers in their mouths thinking of Travis Scott. Satanic!
They wanted meat in their mouth.
Yeah.
So they also
of Travis Scott. Meat. Satanic!
So they wanted them to put Kylie's lip plumper on and then eat a burger because they wanted all just the carcinogens to enter their body, and then they also had someone going around injecting kids. It's crazy. This is nuts. It's satanic. Right? So realistically,
this shit's crazy.
This is crazy.
But I'm wondering how it would have been held 6 years ago.
What would have happened? Sorry, there's a car with an engine that is obnoxious.
It sounds like a helicopter. Sounds like they're looking for someone.
LA things.
But
It's crazy.
What would happen if this was 6 years ago, you said?
Not even... I'm just kind of throwing out an arbitrary number. Like, even if it was 4 years ago, I feel like 3 years ago, it's too early. But it's being related to all this crazy shit that it's not related at all. Do you think that it would have just been crazy thing happened at festival? This person's like, would Travis Scott still be liable? Or do you think it would have just been seen as a tragedy? I think the only thing that he should be held accountable for is not stopping the show.
Yeah.
When a majority of the crowd was saying, dude, fucking stop the show.
I think he was also inciting the crowd at some point too, so he would be probably liable for that.
Go, because I mean, let's be real. At shows, people are like, let's fucking kill it. Like, I mean, we've been to shows where we're like, kill each other, and like we did, and
but it's like metaphorical. Yeah, we did, but it's
The only pricking we felt was like a dude's shoe coming off and his sharp toenail going into our fucking
dragging across your face. Yeah. But okay, so there's another example of that. This was probably like 2010, 2011.
This shit's crazy though. It says other-sided numerology falsely claiming that Travis Scott and his fellow performer Drake were born 66 months and 6 days apart, which is
they also like and if you
so dumb.
They're like, there's a photo of Drake bent over with his hands on a bathtub, and Rita Ora taking a photo of his asshole, and his asshole has a pentagram on it.
You know what'd be really funny is if all the Travis Scott fans do like kind of go down this rabbit hole, and they storm a Supreme store instead of the Capitol.
There's like a riot in front of every Supreme.
Supreme
meet in front of every. We're gonna
cream Supreme.
Oh, yo, they call hype beast. It's like the beast, the number of the beast.
Oh, the number of the beast. Oh shit. They all drink Monster Energy.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking conspiracy?
Yeah, that lady's like, I love how confident she. If you flip the can over, it's a. And also, why? Okay, and I get it too, because it's an old language and it's an old fucking numerology too, but whenever they link like satanic shit and demonic shit to like old religion, it's always Hebrew.
It's always like Hebrew. Sort of like something with Judaism.
Jeez,
like,
why do they have to always have Jews of horns? Fuck.
And they always say like the word cabal, which is like
cabal.
a Yiddish or it's a Hebrew word, right?
I think so, probably cabal, because we like to fuck it up in caves.
Sorry, I had a point. I don't even think they spoke Hebrew when like Jesus was around. I think
get the hair on my eyes.
There was Aramaic, right?
They spoke Aramaic.
Yeah.
Aramaic? What is that? A fucking vacuum cleaner?
Aramaica,
yeah.
Oh, but earlier I was saying in like 2011, 2012, Lamb of God, the metal band, was performing in the Czech Republic, and somebody died of a heart attack at their show. I don't know if it was during their show and no one noticed, or if it was like after everybody was like clearing out, like they collapsed. The singer was held in a Czech jail for like a year, I believe, and then the court ended up like finding him not guilty, but he did obviously like he did his time. He felt bad. Like there's a whole documentary about it, but it's interesting. It's going to be interesting going forward to see how they handle it legally with this, because obviously way more people died, and you could actually make an argument that Travis Scott is at least partially responsible, if not the security, and if not like the actual venue for selling the event runner who like
is in charge
oversold
of like, security
tickets.
And then also in charge of managing like, I mean there are people whose job is literally to make sure that there's a safety element at a fucking event, and they're doing it actively.
Well, you can relate this back to the whole Alec Baldwin thing.
No, dude, it's incompetence.
Like, is it his fault?
There's weird shit, but yes, it is his fault.
It is his fault
because
it's to some degree, like legally, to some degree.
I think there's been more and more and more evidence that's just proving that it's not. But I also haven't. I just get little notifications on my phone of things about it and things that, like,
well, at the very least, negligence, right? Because he was a producer, so
he was a producer. He was not an executive producer. Producers just give money.
Okay.
Executive producers have creative control.
Got it.
When it came to the actual, I don't know all the information, and I know that they're also keeping some information withheld, but typically he doesn't even have a say on the crew, like how they had to switch out the crew because a lot of people were walking off. People were walking off because they weren't getting checks on time.
Mm-hmm.
There was some
union shit.
There was COVID shit, and someone had fired a live round on set, and there were safety concerns.
Yeah.
There shouldn't have been live rounds at all, but when it came down to it, I think it's more of the first AD's fault because they were the ones that gave him the gun. It was not the armorer. It wasn't a prop master. It was no one else who should have been touching the gun. It was an AD, saw the gun, grabbed it, said it was a cold gun, gave it to him. And they were just rehearsing.
Yeah.
They weren't even doing a take. I don't think that it was his fault. Because
But again,
he shouldn't have been, like, people say he should be the one looking at the gun and like checking if there's rounds or doing whatever it is.
I mean,
No,
that's
he's
just,
an actor. He's an actor.
but
That's
that's
how it is his
that is
job.
gun safety. Though.
Prop
Like,
master.
I understand what you're saying,
It
but
is
like,
gun safety,
there's a level of
but
gun
it's
safety
not
that
supposed to be his responsibility.
No, he's right, 'cause it's a
literally
prop
supposed to be
master.
put in his hand for the shot. He does the shot. They take it out of his hand.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's those literally essentially because I remember we were doing a Dodge set and they had a fake gun, right? But even then, it looks like a real gun, and even then, they still had person in charge of handing me the gun, do it for the take. When the take's done, they take the gun because it's supposed.
They
it's
don't
just,
let them hold it.
Yeah,
like
no.
for any longer than the take.
okay,
Typically.
interesting.
And in the words of my father, as he wraps it up so simply, there was just a cloud that's always followed Alec Baldwin.
Because he was also, but people were saying that he was being reckless on set anyway, so
Yeah.
that's why it's kind of like,
and he's just
Yeah.
an
well,
asshole.
yeah, he's an asshole at the very least.
I think, but technically speaking,
Yeah, technically speaking,
with the chain of command and how everything is supposed to work, and even if he was a producer, he was not an executive producer. It was not his movie. He was just investing money into it. A lot of actors do that, especially when they have money.
Too bad he didn't
And-
have creative control when he called his daughter a pig.
Yeah,
He had full creative control on
He
that
had full
one.
creative control.
He really created a narrative in her mind of how she should feel about herself. Yeah, yeah.
But there's
And
a-
sure enough, do you think at dinner today he's like, "Well, are you dating Justin Bieber?"
But
Damn.
relating this back to the Travis Scott thing, when it comes also, well, here's a question. I'll pose to you guys. How do you feel when so bunch of people died?
Yes.
Even for the Alec Baldwin thing, for this,
Yes.
someone died, multiple people died.
Yep.
There's a bunch of factors in play. I do think that Travis Scott had a hand in it because he simply wasn't listening to his crowd. I don't know how much he hyped them up, whatever. I don't care. But a bunch of people died, and people are not the mass media, but online, whatever, trying to relate the past experiences of these figures.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin, Travis Scott. They're trying to say they've said this, they've done this before. Therefore, that makes them worse. So the fact that this happened is just like
Confirmation of your assumption of them already.
and
Yeah.
but it also makes it way worse for them or whatever. It makes the fact that it happened way worse, and it only proves that they're horrible and it was probably their fault. But how do you guys feel? So say you're super well known stand-up comics and you were doing a show and someone in the back, like in the pitch, like black back of the show, you had no idea someone got like murdered or someone. Or
It's in the back of the room that we were doing a show
Yeah.
and someone got
or
married.
somebody like slipped, like
Someone's drunk, slipped and fell and hit their head on the corner of a
whatever,
table.
and then your audience or the people who are seeing videos start blaming you for it because it's your show and you didn't have the proper security or management or producers or whatever the fuck.
No,
it
that's
was.
different though. That's
It's
different. It's just
different.
totally different.
It's
It's different. It's different.
It is different, but
Because that
like,
falls under venue. There's a lot of. But okay,
that
so,
falls on
but
the
your
venue,
point. But your point.
But the idea is that there are extenuating circumstances that you might not have control of, even though you're the one like looking at the overhead for the show. Like say it was one of the live shows that you guys are gonna put on.
And somebody gets pink eye or something.
Yeah, but you're putting a lot of time and money, and you're the ones orchestrating everything. It's gonna
You
be
don't wanna
pinned
just
on
shut it-
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe it was
But
totally
one of us didn't wipe well.
freak of nature, like that. It's
Yeah.
whatever. And you guys are even saying earlier, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were saying earlier that like sometimes people are just crazy at shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have no control of that.
Yep.
And it's like, what do you do in that situation? You still have a show to put on, whatever it is. Not that Travis Scott should have kept going. That's not what I'm saying. But say
That's all riding on his shoulders.
It's all riding on him. But say he literally didn't know, and he did stop the show as soon as he like knew. Maybe he couldn't hear the people shouting. Maybe he had no idea anything like that happened. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he is a hype guy. Like all of his music, like I mean, I don't really resonate with it like that, but a lot of people that go to his shows, like it's all about the hype. It's all about like the pyrotechnics and all that stuff. I would say I feel like a lot of people that are fans of his music are not really well versed in a lot of other live music events. So people that go to like metal shows or punk shows, it's like you see moshing all the time. You see people pick each other up all the time. Like, yeah, sometimes someone might get hurt or something, but it's not to the point where it's like someone's dying or like there's like entire groups of people that are passing out because they can't breathe.
This was like there's
like an etiquette to it because you're there so much.
I'm speaking without not knowing like nothing about what happened.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. I'm just saying the point of like, I think the biggest point out of it that a lot of people are missing too, it's not even so much like who Travis Scott is or who is, or like just the music or whatever. It has to do with, like I said, a lot of fans too are not like literate in concert etiquette too.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that level. And like I said, people have been pent up. Dude, kids are wilding. I don't know if you've seen on TikTok, like there's fucking crazy fights happening at schools all the time, like crazy pranks, like people at fucking like Disneyland at like Knott's Berry Farm. Fucking fighting like every night. Like there's like crazy wild shit happening. I just think people are just kind of losing it, honestly. That there is a factor of that too.
I think people are still fucked up from quarantine and still fucked up from like all our other stuff, and because we've had so much tragedy in the past year, we haven't had really a way to glide or kind of coast into some form of normalcy because things are still weird right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're still wondering, okay, well, you know, like we're going to be going to New York. We have to take our vaccine card. We don't know what the vibe's going to be in New York, right?
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of, I think, kind of dissonance in people they're so cooped up, they want to go out and have fun, and they want to get crazy, they want to have like, oh, tonight's gonna be a movie, but then people also have this like, it's like we all are using each other for the sense of the hype. Like, I'm going to do this prank that's going to put these people at harm for the content of like the video that I want to shoot for this crazy thing. Like the amount of videos I see now, and then like they're like, oh, like it's a video. Like literally today I saw a video of this puppy in a pipe and he's shaking, and then the person hands him a cup of milk. So the viewer's like, oh wow, look at this guy helping this puppy. But really, you're like, wait, why is this puppy clean, and why is he in a pipe, and why does that bowl of milk look like it was perfectly procured and chosen for that moment? And the way he's doing it is so I'm like, oh, he put the puppy in the pipe and had him start shaking, and then he gave it like, there's just this level of like fucked up dissonance that we're reaching for the sense of procuring an image, and then put that into the minds of like, you know, what are they calling these kids, these digital natives, these kids that are like part of this generation of growing up with phones and shit like that. Like, I don't know how old the person was that was going on. We're gonna hear more in the coming days, but like, dude, I don't know, we're just in a time that hasn't existed before, and I think we're gonna have some crazy,
I'm calling it right now,
crisis.
Gen Z are gonna be the new boomers.
Yeah,
they kind of
absolutely. We didn't do that shit back in our day.
Yeah,
we used to be racist behind closed doors.
But it's because they think they know everything because they've had the internet and because they've had information. So it's almost like it's like a parallel that's going to happen.
See this like cycle of because the boomers are the ones. Not even the boomers. It's the
not even the Franks.
I guess it's the boomers, but you're saying boomer, but there's a whole generation.
Gen X.
Yeah, Gen
X. It's the Gen Xers. Not all the Gen Xers are bad, but also not all the Gen Zers are bad. And not all the millennials are bad. But it's turned from like, why are you so sensitive, to why aren't you sensitive enough? And then it's going to go back into, why are you so sensitive? Just ease off. We understand how everyone feels and thinks now. So just drop
it's the pendulum,
level a little bit.
The pendulum swings.
You know? I'm hoping, I think we talked about this when we did our episode, but I'm hoping that if everyone does get overly sensitive, eventually when it does start to back down, because we are starting to recognize everybody's pronouns, it'll just be pronouns however they want to see themselves.
Just not a big deal.
It's not going to be as big of a deal, because by having knowledge of things, the importance of it goes down. Not like necessarily the importance, but you know what I mean.
But it just becomes normalized.
Yeah.
Everything usually will become normalized, and then it's just not a big deal. Like 20 years ago, gay marriage was like the huge thing. Now no one gives a fuck.
Like yes, on Prop 8 was like an insane.
People
thing.
It was
still
crazy.
care,
I mean,
but
people
it's
still
like
care, but it's not like
less of a deal.
It's
like
much more
society
normalized.
has accepted it more now.
Like Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl" is not that controversial of a song anymore. You know,
it's kind of like it's kind
So
of
like, why'd you say a girl? Like, why couldn't it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like,
Why? What's Katie? What's wrong with non-binary people?
Yeah,
Like,
come
goddamn,
on, Katie.
come
It
on.
really doesn't matter anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But-
So,
All right.
did you have a bi bitch or anything?
I don't have a bi bitch. I mean, I think bi bitch goes out to fucking Travis Scott and his whole fucking team, but
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dog.
I just like also Courtney, or was it Courtney or Chloe? Chloe posted like a sexy photo shoot like a day or two after the event.
Oh,
It's just
nice.
like, can we just like get rid of all of them? Yeah, can we just like?
Oh my god.
But y'all still buy their shit.
Chloe
Y'all
looks
still
fucked
buy
up.
their shit. Not our fans,
Yeah,
I'm saying, but
yeah,
like I'm saying, y'all still
as
buy
in
their
general,
shit.
Yeah.
I never watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Chloe,
Fuck that
Chloe
shit.
looks like a bad after photo now. She just looks bad. She just looks fake. She just looks like LA injected themselves into her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she just looks bad.
Well, I mean, Lamar was injecting himself with a lot of stuff. Yeah, and that's where we're gonna leave it, folks.
All right. Hey, respect the dead, respect each other, and fucking get help, man. Get fucking help, dude.
We need to get a sponsorship from BetterHelp.
We do.
Yeah, we should.
We do. We could use it because we're.
Yeah, we're also losing it too, so it's all good.
We're doing pretty good though,
We're chilling.
we're super excited to release some stuff for you guys in the next coming weeks. You're gonna hear more of what we're gonna be pushing out. We're gonna be pushing out some products to you guys.
Yeah.
In the next episode.
Yeah, we're hoeing for some products. Hopefully, we're gonna do an episode in New York with our
Yes.
good buddy Damon.
Yes.
Cannot confirm or deny that right now.
Yes, but
That'll be fun.
Just remember, guys, while you're out there and try, have fun. That's the thing. Go out, have fun,
Have fun.
get crazy. Listen, we're gonna go to New York. We're gonna get into trouble responsibly.
Yes.
You can get into trouble responsibly. Okay,
You don't have to burn a cop car. You know, like
it's so funny you said that. I was gonna be like, you can go up and dry hump a cop car if the cop's cool with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You can put your dick in the exhaust pipe.
Yeah,
it's fine.
if
Or
you
you could suck on the exhaust pipe and just
Yeah.
get cancer. Like that's fine too.
Yes, but the most important thing is have fun, connect with people, and don't fucking put a needle on. Oh my god! All right, guys. Remember, as you say on the show,
Know your worth.
know
Know your girth.
Bye. Bye, guys.